All right, so I think I am live, and this is the very first live from YouTube, like very first YouTube live ever in my life. I've never done this. So you guys, if anybody is watching, please say something so that I can know that you guys are getting my voice properly. The sound is clear. So I'm just going to check that. Give me a moment. I'm just going to check it on my phone and see if I'm able to do this live properly. Okay, so yeah, so basically, as the title says, those of you like whoever is subscribed, I've got like around 80 plus subscribers right now. Of them are friends and family who has seen my travel. So there is this particular thing in my travel that most of my travels are very spontaneous. I'll come to the point because I know it has to be very crisp. Uh, Most of the times I don't plan my travel, and that is the reason I'm able to discover the biggest surprises that the life has to offer. So I'm going to share one story. Back in 2008, I used to work on a cruise ship. It's this photograph. So tell me, who knows about this thing that I used to work on a cruise ship? This was my, in fact, the first job. This ship was called Celebrity Cruise Line, and I used to sail in Caribbean Sea, जहाँ पे Pirates of Caribbean shoot हुआ था. And I used to work as a photographer. So I used to handle like really cool DSLR cameras with all the flash and things. Now, while I was visiting a lot many islands there, like Aruba, Curacao, St. Kitts, vagera vagera, there on one of the islands, I met this old lady, and I saw like four of them, oldies, like really old people, and one of the old lady was wearing a garland, and it's her story that I want to share. So you can see this was in St. Kitts, and there was this nice banner which said congratulations and 100th country. So I did not know what was going around. And I went and I asked her, what is this about? So she said that 6 years before, this old lady was diagnosed by a small hole in her heart, and the doctor said that you don't have long to live, like maybe you'll survive for another year or two. So this lady had three goals in her life: long term, short term, mid term goal. So her short term goal was to settle all her property. Her mid term goal was to marry off her daughter before she dies. And her long term goal was to travel to 100 countries before she breathes her last. Now, that was a very surprising moment of my life because her 100th country was St. Kitts, and that was an island in Caribbean and Atlantic Ocean. And I was working as photographer at that time, and I happened to take her picture. It was a very beautiful moment. She was completing her big dream. She was very much alive, and that was her 100th country, and they were celebrating. So I asked her, what next? And she looked into my eyes and she said, next 100. So there I was hardly 21-year old, and I was really so inspired by this lady. You can see she's wearing this garland, and it was very inspirational for me. And then my travel took me to a lot of other countries, a lot of places. Like so far I've traveled to like 5 continents in the world, except other than Antarctica and Australia. uh, this video that I'm doing, the live streaming, was most of the time I've done my streaming on Facebook. I don't plan my videos. When I feel very lively, when I want to share it with the world, I just come live. And I thought, why to plan even it on if it is on YouTube? So I see there is one person watching this. I don't know who is watching, but whoever is watching, thank you so much for watching. And I think people would pick it up once they come back on YouTube. So that is what I want to share with all of you right now, that life is happening right now. So I don't care about, I'm not a very typical YouTuber who would plan the videos, who would edit it, who would plan the timing and then, schedule it. Or wouldn't even bother how I look, because I know that you guys love me for who I am and that essence in me. So that essence I'm sharing with all of you right now, whoever is watching this. Life is happening in right now. So if there is something that you really want to do in your life, just go ahead, give it a shot. Especially we are living in Corona times where everything is so uncertain, the economies are disturbed, we are worried for our families, we are taking care. So much of life has changed around us, even within us when we are introspecting. So the only thing that is really stopping you from living your own dreams is you, your own self. So while I was having this thought and I said, hey, why not just go on YouTube live? And this is my first live video, so I am not so aware with the dashboard or how does it look and how it should be or how I'm supposed to put the banner, what kind of colors are supposed to come, nothing. And I think I'm going to share this journey with all of you. Even the journey of me, um, learning these things, learning the technology, because it's more like I'm a kind of person who would just plunge into something and do it. Like even when I got into motorcycling, um, I had just learned how to ride a motorcycle, and on the second week, I was heading to Ladakh. So Ladakh was practically the first ride of my life, which generally people take time to, ride to Ladakh. And for me, it was the very first time when I had just learned how to release the clutch and change the gear and how to maneuver the bike on the carts and everything. So Ladakh was my first ride. So I'm more of that kind of person who goes with the flow, who's very, intuitive person, and also very, I just feel this thing inside me that I want to do this, and I just go ahead and do it, and then it's always been quite yielding me results and quite promising so far. So here is me, Twinkle Kapdi, sharing the most honest side of hers, which is to tell stories. So guys, wish me luck on this journey that I'm set out to. And thank you so much for watching. And that's all for now. And I'm going to watch it. And I think my camera is shaking a lot, but let's just see how this has come up. The next thing, of course, which I wanted to also share is I'm going to put out, like, I want to know which stories you want to hear from me, like the stories when I got kidnapped in Barbados. That's one of the very popular stories. Or when we were riding through Naxals, or when I was fighting with some goons in Bongaigaon in Assam to save a girl from child trafficking. So there are few of very adventurous stories out there. And other than that, there is a lot of footage. And I'm looking also for collaborations for music and everything. So anybody who knows, who have a friend who's good with music or wants to help me with animation or something, yeah, most welcome. You can just write to me, mail my email, and everything is there in about. So stay safe and take care of yourself. Bye.